So I'm back talking about Chapter 9, and we're in Chapter 9 right now, but we started in Chapter 8. We're talking about the major elements or major factors that contribute to the recreation industry, and these elements, these components, are all large organizations or type departments or sectors in society that make the recreation industry happen. And what we're talking about now is we're talking about the employee services recreation programs, and this is slide 18 in Chapter 9. And so what you have are the big companies and that even your parents may work for, you may work for, that have a budget for employee services and recreation. That they may take a team building day every year for a certain department. They may have a weight room at the office, and they may pay employees to go work out. They may provide nutritional and dietary screening and programs for folks that work for the company. Just a bunch of things that may happen from the employee services and recreation programs. A lot of good things that can happen. People can get in shape and eat better and be more productive employees and actually cost less over time. It says the goals of employee recreation on slide 18, improvement of employer-employee relations. Okay, so you've got management, you've got the people that do what the management says, employees. And what happens is that there's always going to be a divide there because someone's telling you what to do, just like you and your parents. There's always a divide there to some degree at certain stages in that relationship or in that work-based relationship. Over time, one of the things that can soothe that relationship is recreation, doing fun things together, providing employees and employers with chances to get together and do some team building, have some company picnics and some company events, which can promote a good work-based relationship, which produces productivity, which increases the bottom line, which is what everybody wants. And then second, I already mentioned, that was directly promoting employee fitness and efficiency, is that employees should stay in shape, eat well, and the companies to some degree is going to help you out with that. Some companies have on-site fitness centers, as I mentioned. How great is it to go work out and be paid? To me, that sounds fantastic. So that sounds like a great opportunity there, I guess, except for those who don't want to work out, but there are other things that they can do, other programs, depending on the size and the scope of the company. Slide 19. There's recruitment, retention, appeal, reduction of job turnover, higher employee morale. When the company does great things, I'm going to give you an example. One of my clients through my small business is GoDaddy. And if you heard of GoDaddy, these guys are great because what they do, and it's part of their recruiting for folks who are going to work for them, potentially work for them, is they discuss their recreational opportunities they have as small departments. The small departments go out several times a year and do team building activities and have lunches and just have a lot of fun, as well as they have raffles and different types of contests and prizes and things that happen at work to keep the work environment light and fun. And this really is attractive to many folks who are in that field and would like to work for somebody like GoDaddy. So that's a great example. I encourage you to go to their website and check out their hiring videos. And there's testimonials on there that talk about all the fun things they do at the office. I think it's very encouraging, especially to many young workers. And so that's a great example of employee recreation programs happening. Slide 19. Improving the company's image and community role. This is important because image is everything. and when a corporation gets a bad image, it's very difficult to dig themselves out of that. So I'll give you an example. Probably one of the most prominent ways to do good, of course, is for a corporation to volunteer their time and their money for non-profit events such as a marathon. And if anybody, when you say, okay, you're going to run a marathon in Phoenix, everybody thinks of the P.F. Chang's marathon, and that's because P.F. Chang's is the sponsor. And of course, they pay money to do that, but that's very important for them because they get their name out there. And it's a good positive potential wealth building move for that business. So it's very good for corporations to get involved in even recreational events outside of their own walls. Looking at slide 20, there's a variety of program activities. There's wellness programs and fitness centers. We've talked about that. There's different types of on-shift and off-shift programming. There's different things that different professional associations, as well as some administrative arrangements. All of these small things add up to a satisfied employee, one who is physically and mentally in shape and balanced, and therefore more productive. So the companies that have these programs are great companies to work for, and they will talk about it usually on their websites, these various companies. So take a look when you have a moment, but just know a little bit about employee recreation. And it looks like, let's see, the last couple slides, no big deal. So now we're moving on to slide 23, which is campus recreation. And there's 4 things that I remember with campus recreation. Is that one is the rationale for campus recreation on slide 23. It's important that we see that recreation is more about just being physically fit. Just like employee recreation or corporate recreation, campus recreation or university recreation is the same thing. Contrary to popular belief, universities are rich. You wouldn't think that they are, but their endowment funds are very vast. They are in the billions. Yes, the billions. And contrary to popular belief, they don't necessarily have campus recreation for the students. If you look at why a university wants to have sports programs, both you would say like the athletic, collegiate, professional ones versus the intramural and ones just for students, there's some real reasoning for that. One is that maintaining campus control and morale, enhancing the university's image, contributing to student development, and leisure as a co-curricular enrichment, that there's something to do besides study math. And those 4 elements on slide 23 tell you why campus recreation, sports activities, art activities, dancing, it's all there. It's because students want to do something besides go to math class. But it's also important that when you're making the decision for college, you may be interested in the extracurricular activities available by the institution. Is there a ski club? Is there intramural sports, flag football, for example? What is there to do there besides go to class? Very, very important. And universities understand this, and this is about helping their bottom line and helping their student body increase so that they can have the money that they need to have to operate. And so there's a range of campus recreation experiences. You can see that right there. These are recreational sports, we talked about, mainly intramurals, some intramurals. You have outdoor recreation. This is a real fun thing for students to do, mostly found in their campus recreation center. There'll be students that lead various trips to the Grand Canyon and various places that are fun for students to go. You have special events, entertainment and cultural programs. You have concerts on campus or various other recreational displays. And you also have services for students with disabilities and community service projects for you and your club to get involved with. Slide 25 breaks it down a little bit more specifically for you to look at there. Okay, let's see, I'll be back to talk about private membership.